Good morning, traders and investors. My name is 𝗧𝗴𝗀, and I'm the senior strategist for WealthPress. Today is Tuesday. It is July 27th, and do not ask me where this month has gone, because I don't know where the summer has gone. Let's talk about global economy, and then I'll talk about the calendar. We've got a lot of things on the agenda, but it's probably best to start with the global economy. Now, investors are waiting for Fed reports on Wednesday for signs of the central banks for concerns about inflation and when it might start rolling back easy credit and other economic stimulus. Minutes of the Fed meeting in June showed board members are in fact discussing when they might reduce monthly bond purchases that inject money into the financial system. Now, I remember it was almost like yesterday that the head of the Fed was saying, we're not going to take any action until the end of 2023. And I said, don't make such big statements because you don't know what's going to happen. We got to keep an eye on the bond market, folks, right now. This week, the bond market is crucial. I believe the bond market is going to start cracking the 200-day moving average to the downside. We have a nice little descending triangle here, and I think it's time for this thing to break. It's trying to sucker people into longs, but folks, interest rates are going higher and means bonds are going lower. It may happen next month. It may happen 4 months from now, but the market prices in everything that's known, and it doesn't look like bonds are going higher. It looks like bonds are going lower. The only scenario where I would believe that bonds are going a little bit higher is if we had another major lockdown and the Fed says no soup and we're not going to do anything. We're changing our time frame. I don't think we're going to get that bad in the U.S., okay? Let's continue now with the narrative. Shares in Chinese companies, China's back, sank after Beijing announced enforcement measures on technology and real estate that were reported to be considered restrictions on for-profit education ventures. I mean, really? They have nothing better to do right now? Authorities say they need to protect public safety and financial stability, restrain surging housing costs, and promote social welfare, but their abrupt orders shook investors' confidence. Beijing announced a 6-month campaign to clean up what it says are serious problems with internet app violations, consumer rights, cybersecurity, and disturbing market orders. I think they're just trying to control their country. I think that's all it's about, control. 𝗧𝗴𝗀𝗻 been talking about this for a long time. U.S. traders are looking for earnings reports from large companies like Alphabet, Google, Apple, Microsoft, Pfizer, Boeing. They're all reporting tomorrow. Big day for the markets. And the question is, if that's going to overcome the increase in COVID concerns, and if it's going to overcome the FOMC meeting, which starts today, ends tomorrow. We've got the Fed press conference, and every word they say is going to be very important. And then Thursday, we've got the GDP. So I'm expecting volatility to start increasing. We've also got jobless claims and personal income, but the truth of the matter is, if the data is somewhat neutral, the GDP and the Fed announcement is going to be the big factor. And again, I don't know why I'm talking about the market. The bond market, I'm expecting the bond market to cool off and the Fed to continue their narrative and say that COVID is going to be okay, earnings are coming out better than expected, and we're going to start taking action sooner than expected. I think that's what they're going to say. And I think the bond market is going to start breaking the 200-day line to the downside. Now, let's look at the stock market. We're going to be opening up in about an hour and a half, about an hour and 37 minutes or so. And this is just a very random market. Nasdaq up 7 points, Dow's up. Remember what I tell you, if the Dow's up or down less than 85, 90 points, that's a random market, up or down pre-opening bell. Now, the SPY is making all-time highs, but you guys know how I feel about this. This is the equal-weighted SPY. And if you look at the equal-weighted SPY, it's starting to look a little bullish, and the Dow Jones is starting to look a little bullish. But again, I hate to be the Grim Reaper, but look at the Nasdaq 100. Look at the number of stocks trading above the 50-day moving average, right? 73. Now look at the Nasdaq Composite, number of stocks trading above the 42. 42. Now, let's look at the S&P and see how many stocks are trading above the 50-day moving average. Again, I want to be real with you, all right? I want to be real with you here. 53%. So the stock market's making new highs, and there's only 53% of stocks in the S&P that are, you can't make this up if you try, that are trading above the 200-day the 50-day moving average, which is why the S&P looks like this, why it's so close to the 50-day moving average. And when you look at the number of stocks trading above the 200-day moving average, you will see that these momentum levels are just insane. Look at that. And when the second shoe drops and we break below this level right here to the downside, we're going to go down. So we are in one hell of an overbought market right now, folks. And I believe there's a good opportunity for a couple of shorts for you, at least one. Now, I want to show you something right now. I want to show you what the market breadth looks like. There's 51 stocks making 90-day lows. There's 120 stocks making 90-day highs. The stocks that are making 90-day lows are mostly the Chinese stocks. And the stocks that are making the 90-day highs, well, if you look at them, you'll see what they are. Mostly indexes. Look at this. Indexes. I mean, a couple of FANG stocks, but the bottom line is it's mostly very large cap stocks. Look at this. I mean, look at this. Coca-Cola, Morgan Stanley, Walmart, right? Where are the small stocks in all of this? Johnson & Johnson, BNTX. These are big stocks. These are not small stocks. Blackstone, I was talking about Blackstone. Marvel, Peak. These are big companies. So the smaller S&P stocks or the smaller stocks to begin with, they're not looking all that great. And that's a major issue. Also, I want to show you something else that's interesting. Let's look at the S&P 400, number of stocks trading above the 50-day moving average. Look at this, 37%. Folks, that's not a bullish market. So in that case, the best thing to do right now is possibly fade this market with 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗲 Pharmaceutical, ticker symbol PCRX. I want to show you this. The trend is lower, way lower. This stock peaked out in February. Every high, even with the market going higher, it's been making lower highs. And now the 200 days above the 50-day, which means it's a bearish stock. It's now at the 50-day line. It could potentially go to the 200-day line, but I think it's going to back down right here and come down from this level all the way down to the 54 and break down. So ticker symbol is PCRX, and I think right now it's a good time. Let me look at the market cap on this stock. The market cap, $2.5 billion. So it's not a big stock, but it's in the Russell 2000, which is kind of a little bit soft right now because of China. The stock's only given us a 12% return when the S&P's given us 35% return. And again, I think right now, this particular company is a good risk to reward short trade. Ticker symbol PCRX. There's also 90-day breakdowns, which I mentioned. Let me show them to you. But they kind of look a little bit, I don't know, they just don't look all that great. Yeah, StockFetcher decides to, oh, here we go. I mean, you could always go with the Chinese companies, but honestly, I'm just not feeling it right now. I like this PCRX. I don't know what's going on with StockFetcher, but I like this PCRX short, and that's a low-hanging fruit right now. Now, let's see here. Now, it's still, oh, there we go. There, it finally loaded when I threatened to leave. So again, I mean, we got JD going down, but you see here, look at the downside, kind of overextended, the large caps. So these 90-day breakdowns, not so sure about them. This one looks good. Billy, that one looks really good. If it breaks, it's going to break. That looks pretty good, and 𝗏𝗏 looks pretty good. So Billy and 𝗏𝗏 looks pretty good to the downside. But again, as far as pullbacks, I like this PCRX. Don't be a hero right now and try to avoid long-term long positions. Be neutral, be flat, ETFs, large cap indices possibly, but individual large cap stocks, next few days, probably best to be short some speculative stocks than long these large cap stocks. And also keep your eye on the bond market because this thing looks like it's going to break the descending triangle and move back to the 50-day moving average, which is already trading below the 200-day moving average. Now, folks, I've got something really important for you, something you need to pay attention to. There are people still relying on charts and indicator. Imagine that. What if the public had access to a trading system based on the calendar effect that's statistically and economically significant and persists over time and only gets better over time? Wouldn't that be awesome? Joy of the trade, head trader, 𝗧𝗴𝗀𝗀, he's embarked on a journey to change lives this year. And folks, Jeff knows what he's talking about. We talk every Wednesday. Jeff is on the ball. I mean, Jeff, Joy of the Trade trader, Jeff 𝗧𝗴𝗎, he's embarked on a journey to change lives this year. He's on a mission. Handing over trading secrets he's never, ever shared with anyone before. This guy managed, I think, like $700 million. This guy knows what he's talking about. He's revealing how his legendary swarm strategy has produced over 46 double and triple digit winners. I want to know about how he got those 46 digit winners and triple digit winners. I'm going to be talking to him about this swarm tomorrow. Now, there may never be another opportunity like this again. I'm going to read that again to you. Folks, there may never be an opportunity like this ever again. Click on the link below to see how you can access to what could be the most powerful strategy of the decade. And Jeff knows his stuff. Jeff really knows his stuff. Folks, you don't want to miss out on Storm. Jeff 𝗧𝗴𝗎, head trader for Joy of the Trade. His journey is, his goal is to change your lives. Now, follow the link below and learn about the strategy that could be the most powerful strategy of the decade. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel if you're watching on YouTube, stay ahead of the market, and be the first to be notified when I post my next videos giving you hot tips like this, right? Bye, guys. Have a great Tuesday, and I'll see you tomorrow. It's going to be a big, big day today, tomorrow, and Thursday. Volatility is going to ramp up. Be safe out there. Bye, everyone.